Welcome to another live stream here on YouTube. Sports Bonanza John on Kick, Sports Kick John. It is the winner-take-all championship game in the 2026 College World Series. The Oklahoma Sooners and the number 5 national seed North Carolina Tar Heels. Oklahoma winning game 1 on Saturday. North Carolina returning the favor, winning yesterday. So it's down to one game for the College World Series championship. We will preview this game and give you the batting orders here in just a moment. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking over us, Lord, and look over these players alike. Championship stakes are high, emotions are high, so please protect everyone involved, fans, players alike. And just please protect us all and continue to do your will among all of us, Lord, as we ask and pray this in your name. Amen. All right, Oklahoma and North Carolina, one game winner take all for the championship. Oklahoma rather, winning game 1 on Saturday 9-3. North Carolina winning game 2 yesterday 6-2. So a season that began back in February comes down to one game to decide a College World Series champion. Oklahoma coming into this game 42-23 on the season. North Carolina 54-13-1. And it's been a remarkable run for Oklahoma in this College World Series. They have knocked off 8 national seeds in games, all NCAA tournament long. And they just need one more. Oklahoma looking for their second College World Series championship, their first in 32 years. This is North Carolina's 13th trip to the College World Series. They have never hoisted the trophy. They look for this to be lucky 13 tonight and a College World Series championship, 55th win of the season. We are just about set to give you the starting batting orders tonight. In this one, let's go ahead and set the starting batting order tonight for you. First, for the Sooners of Oklahoma, coming in 42-23. Looking for championship number 3 overall. Actually, they won one back in the 50s as well, 1951, 1994, and now looking for another one here. In 2026, they will line up this way, leading it off for Oklahoma. In center field will be Jason Walk. Batting second and playing third base, Camden Johnson. In the third spot for Oklahoma is the catcher, Deaton LaChance. Hitting cleanup for Oklahoma tonight, shortstop Jackson Willits. Batting fifth and playing left field is Trey Gamble. Batting sixth, DHing tonight for the Sooners is Brendan Brock. Batting seventh and playing right field, Deshaun Harris. Batting eighth and playing first base, Dayton Taki. And in the number 9 spot for Oklahoma and playing second base tonight is Kyle Branch. So again, starting batting order for the Sooners. Top 3 in the lineup, Walk, Johnson, LaChance. Middle third of the order, Willits, Gamble, and Brock. And it will be wrapped up by the bottom third, Harris, Taki, and Branch. The starting batting order tonight for the Oklahoma Sooners. And getting the start on the mound tonight for North Carolina is going to be Jackson Rose. 5-0 on the season. This is 23rd appearance. 2.15 ERA. 24 walks, 46 strikeouts in 50 1/3 innings. He gets the Game 3 start for the national championship for North Carolina. As we are about 3 or 4 minutes away from getting this championship game in this year's College World Series underway. not what I want. That's what I want. No, it's not what I want either. So it will be one game for the championship. Again, it's worth repeating. This is North Carolina's 13th trip to the College World Series. They have never won it. Hoping to make Lucky 13 the charm. This Oklahoma team, mentioned at the outset, they have knocked off during the whole NCAA tournament. They have won 8 games against national seeds. They were a number 2 seed in their region, so they have not even been at home the entire NCAA tournament. And yet they are one game away from their 3rd College World Series championship. First in 32 years. Since 1994, and also winning one back in 1951. So we are just about set here for the championship game in the 2026 College World Series as the Tar Heels take the field in Omaha, Nebraska on an absolute packed house and a gorgeous Monday evening for all the marbles in college baseball. We've got some other sports news to talk about as well. We'll do that here in between half innings. Possibly a bit of a surprise in college basketball coaching. We'll get to that here. I'll probably mention that here between innings here. And it has to do with the college basketball national champions from the University of Michigan. We'll get into that. Coming up here, but here we go. Skip Johnson, the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. Scott Forbes on the other side, the head coach of North Carolina. Oklahoma in the road gray jerseys with the red pinstripes tonight. North Carolina going with the home whites. Light blue lettering, light blue pinstripes. It'll be Jason Walk to lead it off for Oklahoma. Walk this season a .282 hitter, 6 home runs. He's driven in 26 on the year. Again, Jackson Rose getting the start on the mound for the Tar Heels, a freshman. He has not started a game since May the 12th. But you know it's going to be short leashes for both these starting pitchers tonight, as it's pretty much all hands on deck, all hands go as far as pitching staff goes tonight for both of these teams. So Walk steps up. And this championship game is underway. Strike one. Strike one pitch is outside. That will even the count, a ball and a strike. One pitch from Jackson Rose, a swing and a miss. 1-2 now the count to the leadoff batter, Jason Walk. And here's the 1-2 pitch from Rose outside, 2-2. Two pitch from Rose, 2 walk, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's how this championship game begins. A strikeout for Jackson Rose. And it will bring up Camden Johnson. Johnson, a .299 hitter, 9 home runs. He's driven in 48. First pitch to Johnson is off the end of the bat and up the middle to second. The quick throw, not in time. Johnson will beat it at first and get himself a leadoff single. Or a one-out single, I should say. And it will bring up the Oklahoma catcher, LaChance. LaChance hitting .333 on the year, 18 home runs, 68 runs batted in, Sooners leader in both homers and RBIs. And a dangerous base-stealing threat on Camden Johnson, 31 steals on the season. He does, and it's going to be a pickoff throw to first. I think Jackson Rose is well aware of that. And another throw over to first. Here's the pitch. That's fouled back, strike 1. A lot of fans in the stands waving their Canadian flags for LaChance, who's from Quebec. 0-1 is outside. That'll even the count, a ball and a strike. And time called. Instead, and also a throw over to first. Rose is well aware of Johnson's stolen base ability. 1-1 pitch. That's bounced to third. They will throw to second, and the throw to first not in time. I didn't see a signal at second base. And they are calling Johnson out at second. I never did see a signal from the umpire. It was a close play at second, but Johnson is called out. So now a runner at first and 2 outs on the fielder's choice. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Jackson Willits. .306 hitter on the year, 7 home runs, 53 runs batted in, and fouls this off right field side, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. That just missed the plate, evens the count 1-1. 1-1 pitch is fouled off the foot of Willits. Now 1-2. One and two the count on Willits. And here's the pitch from Jackson Rose that just missed the outside corner. 2-2. Rose was hoping to get that call, but to no avail. And there's no ABS challenge system in the college game like there is in the majors. 2-2 is low, at least not yet. Full count now. So the runner at first, LaChance, will be off with the pitch. And here comes the 3-2 payoff. That is lined into center. That's going to be a base hit. LaChance will hold at second, and the Sooners have 2 on with 2 out here in the first inning. Bringing up the left fielder, Trey Gamble, number 5 hitter. Gamble hitting .292, 11 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Runner in scoring position here early for the Sooners. Rose's pitch is high, ball 1. One-zero pitch. Outside, 2-0. Two-zero pitch. That's a strike at the knees, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. Dropped foul. That will move the count to 2-2. Going to be at least a 20-pitch first inning for Rose. And here comes the 2-2. Inside check swing. No swing, says the third base umpire. That'll fill the count, so the runners will get a head start. Another payoff pitch, 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rose gets out of the inning. He strikes out 2. Sooners strand 2. We go to the bottom of the first. Oklahoma nothing. Tar Heels coming up for the first time. And North Carolina here in the bottom of the first. We'll send up this batting order. Leading off for the Tar Heels will be the shortstop, Jake Schaffner. Batting second and playing center field, Owen Hull. In the number 3 spot is second baseman Gavin Gallagher. Hitting cleanup tonight for the Tar Heels will be the first baseman, Eric Paulson. Batting fifth and playing third base, Cooper Nicholson. In the 6th spot will be the catcher, Colin Hynek. Batting 7th in right field, Carter French. In the number 8 spot, DHing tonight, Rom Kellis V. And hitting ninth for the Tar Heels is left fielder Tyler Howe. So again, the batting order, top three, Schaffner, Hull, Gallagher. Middle third of the order, Paulson, Nicholson, Heineck. French, Kellis V, and Howe batting bottom third of the North Carolina batting order tonight. And on the mound tonight for the Sooners, Nick Weslowski, making his 15th appearance of the year, just his third start. 2-1 record, 3.63 ERA, 13 walks, 33 strikeouts, 34 2/3 innings. How long will both starting pitchers go tonight is the question. That question remains to be seen. So a pair of freshmen getting the starts in this national championship game. Weslowski, I said, making his third start of the season. All three of the starts have been in the NCAA tournament. First pitch, bottom one, is a strike to Jake Schaffner, hitting .355, 6 home runs. He's driven in 50. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Schaffner. That's downstairs. Evens the count 1-1. One pitch. Hit foul. Counts now 1-2. A sun-drenched early Monday evening in Omaha, Nebraska. Could not ask for better weather conditions for this championship game. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Two pitch. Low, full count. Three-two payoff pitch. Hit foul. Good battle here by Schaffner to lead off the bottom of the first. Here comes another 3-2. In the air to right center field. And coming on, and that ball is going to be caught by who? That was almost a collision between Walk and Harris there in right center field. I believe Walk was the one that came up with that catch. But that was near disaster for Oklahoma. Wow, it was Walk that made the catch. So it'll bring up Owen Hull. Looks like some miscommunication there on who made the call on that. Owen Hull hits it. Nice play at third base. And the throw in time to retire Owen Hull. That was a fine play by Camden Johnson at third base. Wow. Base is empty. 2 outs for Gavin Gallagher. Gallagher on the season hitting .291, 12 home runs. He's drove in 63. Steps up with the bases empty and 2 outs. Strike one. Strike one pitch. That's at the knees, 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That's low, 1-2. One, two. Called strike three. And a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. Inning in the books in the College World Series title game. Oklahoma, North Carolina, no score. Said we had some news from college sports, steering clear of college baseball for just a moment and going to college basketball. Maybe a bit of surprising news. Dusty May, who led the Michigan Wolverines to the national championship in basketball this year, back in April, sure appears after 2 seasons he is leaving Michigan, as it looks like he is just about to agree in principle to become the new head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. Dusty May, 64-13 in 2 seasons at Michigan, but it appears his time there has come to an end. Mike Boynton, the assistant coach for Dusty May at Michigan, appears to, if this move does go through and May goes to the Mavericks, Boynton looks like he will be appointed the interim head coach for Michigan. So Dusty May, winning the title of Michigan, appears to be headed to the NBA and the Dallas Mavericks. So we'll see how that move works out for Dusty May. And back here as we head to the second inning, no score here. Brendan Brock will lead it off in the Oklahoma second. First pitch, strike one. Brock on the season, .298 batter, 13 home runs, 54 runs batted in. 0-1 pitches outside. That'll even the count 1-1. One hit foul. 1-2 now. The count on Brandon Brock, leading it off here in the Sooners second. 1-2 pitch. Little low. 2-2. Two-two pitch. That's lined over short and into left center for a base hit. Brock starts off the second with a leadoff single just out of the reach of the shortstop, Jake Schaffner. And it will bring up Desan Harris. Team's leading hitter on the season at .360. 6 home runs, 30 runs batted in. And the pitch is downstairs for a ball. Brock himself has 28 steals on the season. This is a very heavy stolen base team, this Oklahoma team. They have 134 of them this year. 1-0 pitch is a strike. That'll even the count 1-1. So you know the North Carolina pitchers know about that base stealing ability of these Oklahoma Sooners, and there's a look over to first just as I say that. Brock retreats back to first. Decent lead over there at first base for Brock, and here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a bouncer foul, and the count moves to 1-2. Oklahoma stranded 2 on in the top of the first. One-two pitch. Outside, 2-2. Two-two pitch, bouncer to third. The throw to second will be in time to get the lead runner. So the fielder's choice will erase Brock from the base pass. 1 down. It'll bring up Dayton Taki. Taki hitting .242 on the year. 8 home runs, 22 runs batted in. First pitch to Taki is hit foul, strike 1. Taki lines this one into center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Harris rounding second, but will retreat. And for the second inning in a row, the Sooners have runners at first and second. That's already 4 hits for Oklahoma. And Kyle Branch, the number 9 hitter, will step up. Branch, a .211 hitter. 3 home runs, 23 runs batted in. A lot of celebrities in the stands tonight. John Mateer, the Oklahoma quarterback, in the stands. There's ball 1. Barry Switzer, former Oklahoma coach. Bob Stoops in the stands as well. Celebrities rooting for North Carolina in the stands. Country music star Eric Church. As that pitch misses, it's now 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. Instead, it's a look back to second. Already, the North Carolina bullpen is busy. Wondered how long of a leash both these pitchers would have. The 2-0 was fouled away. That's Walker McDuffie loosening in the bullpen for North Carolina. Seen him a lot here in this NCAA tournament and this College World Series. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. On the ground, threw it off the first baseman's glove and into right field. Harris coming around third and will score the throw to third, not in time to get Taki. And the Sooners strike first in this championship game. 1-0 on an RBI single for Kyle Branch. The number 9 hitter comes through for Oklahoma. That was just out of the reach of the first baseman, Eric Paulson. And we're back to the top of the order, Jason Walk. Walk struck out his first time up. Walk fouls this one off for strike one. I think if he fouled that off his knee, that's gonna be painful. Strike one pitch instead is a throw over to first. And now we have a discussion here before the 0-1 pitch. Sooners have struck here in the second inning on an RBI single by Kyle Branch. That has drove in the first run of the game. Strike one pitch. And now a bunt shown, and it's foul. So that will move the count to 0-2. Trying a little bit of a squeeze right there. But now at the count 0-2, I'm sure the bunt will be off. See if Branch takes off from first on this 0-2 pitch. He does not, and the pitch is low, 1-2. One-two pitch. That is hit foul. I think Walk fouled that off himself again. Fouled one off his knee earlier in the at-bat. He fouls this one off his foot. Been taking a beating this at-bat. Oklahoma already with 5 hits against Rose. And here's another 1-2. That's downstairs. That'll get away from the catcher, and coming in to score from third is Dayton Taki. And it's 2-0 Sooners. Kyle Branch advances to second on the wild pitch. Two and two to Walk. Bounced foul into the North Carolina dugout. Still 2-2. Another 2-2 pitch. Already the 44th pitch from Rose. And that's on the outside corner. Strike 3. That's a big strikeout for Rose. 2 down. And it'll bring up Camden Johnson. Jackson Rose with his 3rd strikeout. As Walk strikes out for the 2nd time. Johnson singled his first time up. Bounces this one foul. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Right down the middle, strike 2. It's 0-2. North Carolina trying to get out of this inning right here. Rose's 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. I had to wonder if this is going to be Rose's last inning, as he's already nearing the 50 pitch mark and he's not out of the 2nd inning yet. We saw McDuffie warming in the bullpen. 1-2 pitch. Hit foul. Count stays 1-2. Another 1-2 pitch from Jackson Rose. That is hit to 2nd. And the throw to 1st in time to retire the side. But the Sooners get on the board first with 2. They get 3 hits and leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Championship game of the College World Series. Sooners up 2-0. Update you on the World Cup scoreboard. Earlier today, Argentina, 2-0 win over Austria. That will advance Argentina into the knockout stage. France leading Iraq at the half, 1-0, but there is a delay, a weather delay going on there. Right, at least I assume it's a weather delay. Later on tonight, Norway and Senegal in Group I, and Jordan and Algeria to wrap up the day's competition in Group J. United States has already advanced to the knockout stage, but they have their final group stage game coming up on Thursday against Turkey. That's a late start, 10 o'clock out there at SoFi. On Thursday, the next game, or the final group stage game for the United States soccer team. As we head here to the bottom of the 2nd inning, 2 runs in the top of the 2nd for Oklahoma. It's going to be Eric Paulson leading off the bottom of the 2nd for the Tar Heels. 303 hitter on the year, 11 home runs, 56 runs batted in. Nick Weslowski to the mound now with a lead to work with, and the first pitch in the bottom of the second is outside for ball one. It's the 1-0 pitch. That is outside, 2-0. So 2-0 the count on Paulson here to lead off the Tar Heel second. Comes the 2-0 pitch. That's low. It's 3-0. So Weslowski in the 3-0 hole here. The first batter he faces here in the second. And here's the 3-0 pitch. Paulson taking all the way, and it's strike one. Three-one pitch on the way to Paulson. Swing and a miss. And that will fill the count, 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch from Weslowski to Paulson. Hit foul. We'll do it again. Two-two pitch, or for 3-2 pitch, rather, hit foul. Here comes another payoff pitch. That is lined into right field for a base hit, and the Tar Heels have their first base runner of the night. A leadoff single here in the bottom of the second. And the batter will be Cooper Nicholson. Nicholson, a .258 hitter, 17 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Carolina leader in home runs this year. Pitch to Nicholson downstairs, ball one. One-0 pitch. Up and in, but a check swing. No swing, says the first base umpire. It's 2-0. So Weslowski running into some problems here in the second inning as far as finding the strike zone. Two-0 pitch. That misses. It's 3-0. Second straight batter. Weslowski started 3-0 here in the bottom of the second. 3-0. That's a strike. 3-1. Three-one pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count runs full, 3-2. Payoff pitch. There goes the bat as it's a strikeout. The bat went flying toward the North Carolina dugout. 1 out. Batter will be Colin Hynek, number 6 hitter. And he, on the first pitch, sends this one into center field. Easy play for Walk as he shades his eyes and makes the catch for the second out. It'll bring up the Carolina right fielder, Carter French, with a runner at first and 2 outs. French hitting .240 on the year, 14 runs batted in. And that is down the line and fair. It's going to be a long single for French. First and second with 2 outs for North Carolina will bring up Rom Kellis V. .299 hitter, 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Two on with 2 outs for North Carolina. Bottom of the second, the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 pitch outside, counts even 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. Sooner fans hoping for one more strike to get out of this inning. One-two pitch is lined into right field. That's going to get down. Rounding third and scoring, the throw to third and out. Paulson scores, but the runner is gunned down trying to go to third base for the third out of the inning. Carter French gunned down at third, so the Sooners will keep the lead. Scoreboard still has 2-0, but that run should count. It crossed, I think it crossed before the tag was at third. Oh, no, it didn't. That tag at third base, yeah, that was before the runner crossed, so there's going to be no runs that score for North Carolina. That was a throw right on the dot on one hop to third. And it keeps the game 2-0. Yeah, he's clearly out at third. The Tar Heels run themselves out of a run in the bottom of the second. We head to the third. It stays 2-0. Here's one more look at it. Here's the tag right there. Yeah, the runner hadn't crossed home plate yet. So that is the correct call, that the run does not count. I thought for sure when I was in real time that was going to be a run. North Carolina's challenging this call, but I don't think they're going to like the outcome. Yeah, French was clearly tagged out before Paulson. Paulson was about a step and a half away from home plate. Here's the call. Yep, no run as they confirm the call. Mark, I know we're only in the second inning, but mark down that play later on in this game as North Carolina runs themselves out of a run. But credit that throw from the right fielder, Deshaun Harris. That was a one-hop strike to third base. Still 2-0. We head to the third. It's mistakes like that that could come back, especially in the championship game, that can come back and get you. I don't even know. I said mistake. I don't even know if you can call that a mistake. That just took a perfect throw from right field, which it was, to gun him down. So we stay 2-0 as we head to the third inning. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Oklahoma. LaChance to lead it off. Be followed by Jackson Willits and Trey Gamble. So here's LaChance to lead off the third. He hit into a fielder's choice his first time. Jackson Rose is back out there to at least start the third and starts LaChance with a strike. Oh, 1 pitch. That's outside. That will even the count, a ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-1. Inside corner. LaChance didn't like that call. 1-2. One-two pitch. Hit foul. Count stays 1-2. Another 1-2 pitch from Rose to LaChance, and again a foul ball. LaChance steps back in, and another 1-2 pitch from Rose is bounced foul again. LaChance hanging around here. Oklahoma fans have not sat down since this game started. Another 1-2 pitch. And another foul ball. What a battle here with Rose and LaChance. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Another 1-2. And another foul ball. Boy, LaChance making Jackson Rose work here. We saw Walker McDuffie warming up in the bullpen earlier. Now Jason DeCaro is down there at least stretching out in the bullpen for North Carolina. Here's another 1-2. That's a swing and a miss. So Jackson Rose will end up winning the battle with a strikeout. But what a battle that was. And the batter will be Jackson Willits. Willits singled his first time up. Pitch to Willits. Strike one on the outside corner. Comes the 0-1. That hits the outside corner. It's 0-2. Rose's 0-2 pitch. That's down low, 1-2. One-two pitch. Outside. Counts even, 2-2. Two-two pitch hit foul. Count stays 2-2. Another 2-2 pitch from Rose to Willits. Outside, and that will fill the count, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Lined into left field. That is a fair ball. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. And Willits will be into second, standing up with a one-out double. And that will bring up Trey Gamble. Gamble, a strikeout victim his first time up. For the third consecutive inning, the Sooners have put a runner in scoring position. First pitch swinging, a swing and a miss, 0-1. Willits, one of the few Sooners that's not really a stolen base threat. He only has 6 on the season. 0-1 is outside, 1-1. Walker McDuffie back up again in the North Carolina bullpen. He was loosening earlier. Here comes the 1-1. That's outside. It's 2-1. Comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even, 2-2. 70th pitch coming from Jackson Rose. And here it is on the 2-2. Called strike 3, and Trey Gamble knew it as he started walking back to the dugout before the strike 3 call was made by the home plate umpire. 2 down, and it'll bring up Brendan Brock. Brock singled his first time up. And before this Brock at bat, Scott Forbes comes out of the dugout. We may have just seen the last pitch from Jackson Rose tonight. Out there talking to Rose right now. Hasn't pulled him yet. McDuffie looks pretty ready in the bullpen. Looks like he's going to let Rose stay in here for at least one more batter. No, he's not. He just made the call. So Jackson Rose will exit after 2 2/3 innings. Six hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 5 strikeouts. But he leaves the game trailing 2-0. And it is going to be Walker McDuffie coming into the game to pitch for North Carolina. Jackson Rose, 70 pitches tonight and didn't even make it through the 3rd inning. The Oklahoma hitters really making him work. He had a couple of 8-pitch at-bats to an Oklahoma batter, a 9-pitch at-bat. So in will come McDuffie. Seen him several times in this College World Series and a lot in the NCAA tournament. He's coming on to try to keep the game where it is at 2-0. Oklahoma has a runner at second with 2 outs. Brendan Brock is going to be the batter. Singled his first time up. If the runner on second base does come in to score, that will go against Jackson Rose. Numbers on McDuffie this year. This is his 39th appearance, 9-3 record, 3.28 ERA. 40 walks and 88 strikeouts in 71 1/3 innings. He starts off with a ball here to Brendan Brock. McDuffie looks in and delivers the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Hit foul. Count goes to 2-1. 2-1 pitch. That is lined up the middle for a base hit. Rounding third is Willits. The throw home comes to the pitcher. It's an RBI single for Brendan Brock. It's 3-0 Oklahoma. And Desan Harris will step up. So that run is charged to Jackson Rose, so that will close the line on him. Throw over to first. Brock dives back in. Again, this is a very heavy stolen base threat of a team, Oklahoma. Brock, who is at first base, has 28 of them. Swing and a miss. Strike one to Desan Harris. Oh, one is low. That'll even the count of ball and a strike. One pitch, another throw to first instead. One. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. One-two pitch. Upstairs. Oh, Harris went around. That pitch wasn't anywhere near the strike zone, but Harris couldn't hold up. Oklahoma adds one. We head to the bottom of the third. Sooners now lead at 3-0. So North Carolina here in the bottom of the third, now down by 3. It's going to be Tyler Howell to lead it off. Howell on the season, a .235 hitter, 4 home runs. He's drove in 30. Tar Heels coming up here, now down 3. First pitch, bottom of the third, ball 1. One 0 pitch, that misses outside. 2-0 now. 2-0 is foul. And the count is now 2-1. Two one. That is hit foul. Counts now even, 2-2. Two pitch. Called strike three. Hal looks at it. He didn't care for that call, but he is the third strikeout victim tonight, and it will bring us back to the top of the order in Jake Schaffner. Schaffner flew out to center his first time up. Pitch, ball one. One 0 pitch, strike one. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Off the end of the bat, it's going to be a tough play, and no play is going to be made. Schaffner with an infield single. The batter will be Owen Hull. Hull grounded out his first time up. Ball one, strike one, excuse me. Now Schaffner at first base is the team's stolen base leader. He's got 26 of them. Well, you're already in a 3-run hole. Do you chance it? It's the 0-1. That's outside, 1-1. LJ Mercurius starting to kind of scatter there in the Oklahoma bullpen. 1-1 is outside, 2-1. He's not starting to throw yet, but he's up on his feet. Two one. There's a throw over to first. It's 2-1. That's downstairs. Nice job there by the catcher, LaChance, to keep that in front of him and keep from allowing Schaffner to advance a base. Three one. Ball four, and it's first and second for the Tar Heels with one out in the third. And the batter will be Gavin Gallagher. Gallagher was a strikeout victim his first time up. First and second, one out for the Tar Heels. Now Mercurius is starting to throw in the bullpen, and out will come Skip Johnson. Mercurius just now started throwing in the bullpen, so you have to wonder if Johnson's going to take time here to let Mercurius throw some more warm-up pitches, or if he thinks he's ready out there. He is going to stick with Weslowski here to face Gallagher. Tar Heels with 2 on with 1 out. Infield single by Schaffner and a walk to Hull. And the pitch. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even 1-1. One pitch, that's foul, and the count goes to 1-2. One-two pitch outside, 2-2. Two-two. Up the middle, base hit. Rounding third, and there will be no throw home as a run will score, and Carolina's on the board. It's 3-1. RBI single for Gavin Gallagher. Scores Schaffner. And Hull advances to third. So runners at the corners, 1 out for Paulson. Paulson a single his first time up. Tying run on at first for North Carolina. And that's going to be the end of the night. On the mound for Nick Weslowski. LJ Mercurius coming into the game for Oklahoma. So neither starter tonight makes it out of the third inning. Numbers on Mercurius on the season. He's on for the 22nd time. 6-7 record, 4.64 ERA. 27 walks, 98 strikeouts, and 77 2/3 innings. Comes in inheriting runners at first and third and 1 out. The line on Weslowski, 2 1/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned so far. He is responsible for the 2 runners on base. 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. So LJ Mercurius coming on to try and get Oklahoma out of this, still with the lead. RBI single by Gavin Gallagher has got the Tar Heels on the board here in the bottom of the third. Eric Paulson is the batter. It's 1 for 1 with a single. Mercurius on the mound and the pitch. Inside, ball 1. One 0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even 1-1. One one. That's inside. 2-1. Two one pitch. Hit foul. That will even the count 2-2. Comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He gets Paulson. 2 down. It'll bring up Cooper Nicholson. Nicholson struck out his first time up. Strike 1. A 1 pitch. That misses the inside corner barely. 1-1. Mercurius trying to get out of this inning, with North Carolina scoring just the 1. 1-1 is high. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Upstairs, 3-1. You're curious, one ball away from walking the bases loaded. Colin Hynek is on deck. Comes the 3-1 pitch. Popped up. Foul territory. Will it stay in play? It does. The catcher, LaChance, makes the catch, and Oklahoma gets out of it with just the one run. 3-1 lead for the Sooners as we're a third of the way through this College World Series championship game. So that will now close the book on Nick Weslowski. Great job by Mercurius to get out of that with no further damage for North Carolina. Oklahoma will have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Talkie, Branch, and Walk, due up here in the 4th inning. Again, in case you missed the news earlier from college basketball, steering clear of baseball for a second, Michigan head coach Dusty May, who led the Wolverines to a national championship this past year, looks like he is headed to be the next head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, leaving Michigan after 2 seasons. So we head to the 4th. Dayton Talkie to lead it off. He singled his first time up in the 2nd. Three runs, 7 hits for Oklahoma. 1 run, 5 hits for North Carolina. First pitch, top 4, ball 1. Oklahoma looking for their first College World Series championship in 32 years. It's now 2-0. North Carolina looking for their first College World Series championship in their 13th try. 2-0 pitch, fouled away, 2-1. Two one, fouled away, 2-2. Two-two pitch, that is off the end of the bat and popped up. And the catch made there by the second baseman Gallagher for the first out here in the top of the 4th. Brings up Kyle Branch. Branch with an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. Pitch to him downstairs, ball 1. Comes the 1-0. That's outside. It's 2-0. Pitch. Just missed. 3-0. Three-0 pitch, and that's low. That's a 4-pitch walk to the number 9 hitter, Kyle Branch. And we're back to the top of the order in Jason Walk, 0 for 2. He has struck out both his at-bats tonight. Mentioned Oklahoma has knocked off 8 teams in this NCAA tournament with national seeds. That's a ball. That'll get away from the catcher, but not far enough to advance Branch. In those 8 national seeds that Oklahoma has beaten, they have knocked out 3 regular season conference champions this year. They knocked out Georgia Tech in the regional round, knocked out Kansas in the super regionals, and they knocked out Georgia earlier here in the College World Series. 0-1 pitch, that's inside. That's 6 straight out of the strike zone from Walker McDuffie. Two 0. 3-0. And we thought we would probably see Caden Glauber, and right on cue, he is up in the bullpen, and out comes Scott Forbes as McDuffie really struggling to find the strike zone here in the 4th inning, as he has pitched 7 consecutive balls and is in danger of walking his 2nd straight hitter on 4 pitches. Thought at some time tonight we would probably see Glauber on the hill for North Carolina, and it may be here pretty shortly. So the meeting on the mound is over. McDuffie still in, and the 3-0, that is, they gave him a strike on that. That looked way low and inside, but home plate umpire gave McDuffie the benefit of the doubt there. And a throw over to first. Branch dives back in. Here's another 3-1. That's at the knees. Full count now. Three-two payoff pitch. Branch is almost picked off at first base. Almost got him leaning the wrong way. He made it back in, but barely. Three-two payoff. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks from McDuffie. And it will bring up Camden Johnson. Johnson in the game. It's 1 for 2. Has an infield single and a ground out. Ball 1. For the 4th consecutive inning, Oklahoma has gotten a runner to second base. That's a ball. 2-0. Caden Glauber is getting loose pretty quick in that North Carolina bullpen. Here's the 2-0. Instead, it's a throwback to second. Colin Hynek going out now to have a word with his pitcher. And now out comes Scott Forbes. So he will definitely have to make a move now as it's his second time out in the inning. He's going to bring on Glauber. So Glauber is coming in. McDuffie makes it just 2/3 of an inning tonight. It's given up one hit. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. Hasn't given up any runs yet, but he is responsible for the 2 runners on base. Glauber coming on for his 30th appearance of the season. 12-0 record. 2.05 ERA. 41 walks, 114 strikeouts in 92 innings. Comes in inheriting runners at first and second and a 2-0 count to Camden Johnson. So we've seen some pretty good performances by Walker McDuffie here in the College World Series. Tonight, unfortunately for him, was not one of them. He struggled with his control tonight. Glauber, the ACC Freshman of the Year, trying to get out of a major pickle. So can Glauber get out of this? First and second, 1-out jam. So here we go. Glauber against Camden Johnson. Inheriting a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Hit foul, 2-1. And actually, this pitch isn't going to count. This is going to be a clock violation against Glauber. A pitch clock violation against Glauber. So instead of a foul ball, it's 3-0. You've got to be set prior to 5 seconds. And not only was he not set before then, the clock hit 0 before he threw the pitch. So the North Carolina fans, as well as Scott Forbes and Glauber, not happy, but it was pretty clear as day on the replay. 3-0 pitch is ball 4. The bases are loaded. North Carolina fans thought that was a strike, as did Glauber. And the bases are loaded with 1 out for Dayton LaChance. That looked like a pretty good pitch. So the bases are loaded for the Sooners as they try to stretch it out here a little bit. Pitching coach for North Carolina going out, I think, to try to settle down Glauber here. He was frustrated with that pitch count violation, which was pretty clear on the replay. And now the pitching coach getting into it with the home plate umpire here a little bit, as the home plate umpire went out to the mound to try to break up the meeting here. Tell you what, North Carolina not helping themselves by showing their frustration with the umpire here. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Sooners. LaChance the batter. Ball 1. That one was outside. One-0 pitch. That's low. 2-0. So Glauber's thrown 4 pitches and hasn't thrown a strike yet. Well, he threw a strike, but was called for a pitch clock violation. Two-0 pitch. That misses. It's 3-0. Another close pitch that does not go Carolina's way. The 3-0. That's ball 4, and it forces in a run. A bases loaded walk to LaChance. 4-1 Sooners. So now the base is loaded for Jackson Willits. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Willits is 2 for 2. He singled, doubled, and scored a run. 0-1. Lined into right for a base hit. This will score 1. The throw home is cut off. 2-run single for Jackson Willits, and the Sooners have broken open here. 6-1 in the 4th. And Trey Gamble stepping up to the plate. Gamble has struck out both of his at-bats so far, and now Scott Forbes going out to the mound to have a word with his Freshman of the Year pitcher. A 3 spot so far here in the fourth for the Sooners, as they lead at 6-1, and that's going to be it for Glauber, who does not record an out in this game. Matthew Mathias is coming into the game for North Carolina. You see the frustration on Glauber as he heads to the North Carolina dugout. Still getting a nice hand from the Tar Heel fans. He was frustrated on those first 2 pitches, the one that was called a pitch clock violation and the one that was very close that he did not get the call on. And he showed frustration ever since that point and was just unable to get into his groove. So Matthew Mathias coming in. 27th appearance of the year, 3-0 record, 6.3 ERA. 12 walks, 36 strikeouts in 30 innings. It's coming in here to try to stop the bleeding here in the 4th inning. The Sooners have plated 3. The pitch clock violation that was called, it was, if you look at the replay, the clock was clearly at 0 before Glauber threw the pitch. They sometimes give you a little bit of leeway there. The home plate umpire did not in that particular instance. And you could tell that really frustrated Glauber because he was just not the same Glauber in this very short outing that we've seen all season. So Matthew Mathias in, the 4th North Carolina pitcher of the game. As he comes on to face Gamble. Trying to get out of this, swing and a miss, strike 1. It's 1st and 2nd, 1 out for Oklahoma. Strike 1 pitch. Foul ball, it's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Upstairs, 1-2. One-two pitch. That's a called strike 3. Gamble strikes out for the 3rd time tonight, and it brings up Brendan Brock. Brock has singled twice and drove in a run. Ball 1. 1-0 pitch to Brendan Brock. That's upstairs, 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1. Two one pitch. That's way high. 3-1. Three one. Strike 2. Now Brock not happy with that call. Tell you what, I'm not sure the home plate umpire is going to be getting any Christmas cards from either one of these two teams tonight. Payoff pitch. Runners will take off. There they go. And it is lifted into right. And on the run, they will run out of room as it reaches the seat. Nice catch by a fan down there along the right field line. That was a heck of a catch by that fan there in the stands. Here's another 3-2. That is ball 4, and they are loaded again. Desan Harris will be the batter. Sooners have batted around this inning as Harris is the 9th batter of the inning. Folger Boaz now starting to loosen in the Tar Heel bullpen. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Harris. That is the 5th walk given up by Carolina pitching tonight. 0-1 pitch. Hit foul, and Harris is down 0-2. Pitch. That's a foul ball, and that's going to end the inning. But damage done for Oklahoma as they score 3. They do leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is now 6-1 Sooners over the Tar Heels. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for North Carolina. Heineck, French, and Kellis V. Now in a 5-run hole. Still only at the bottom of the 4th inning, so there's still time for the Tar Heels. Tentative plan on the live stream to be back with you tomorrow night with the college athletics season coming to an end tonight. It's going to be a lot of Major League Baseball over the summer, so we've got a Major League Baseball game on the tentative schedule for you tomorrow night. Dodgers and Twins from the Twin Cities there at Target Field. Be with you around 7:30 Eastern time. First pitch slated for 7:40 Eastern, 6:40 Central. 4:40 Pacific time. The next tentative live stream schedule for you tomorrow night, Dodgers and Twins. Here it is 6-1. Oklahoma leading North Carolina. As Heineck will lead it off here in the bottom of the fourth for North Carolina. Heineck is 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. So the Tar Heels with some work to do here, down 5 into the bottom of the fourth. First pitch, bottom 4, ball 1. LJ Mercurius with some extra breathing room now for Oklahoma. 1-0 pitch, downstairs, 2-0. Comes the 2-0 pitch. At the strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Two one. That's downstairs. 3-1. Ooh. Actually, they say he went around, which I think he did on that replay. So instead, 3-1, it's 2-2, and there's a swing and a miss. Heineck strikes out, and it brings up Carter French. French singled back in the second. Heineck has a little bit of a word with the Oklahoma catcher LaChance as he was headed back to the Tar Heel dugout. Ball 1 low here. One 0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even 1-1. Rom Kellis the fifth is on deck. That pitch misses inside. 2-1. Comes the 2-1. That's low. 3-1 now. Three 1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. That will fill the count. 3-2. Three-two pitch. Called strike 3 at the knees. French strikes out looking, and it will bring up Rom Kellis the fifth. That was a good pitch, actually, on the replay. I thought it was a little low in real time. Looking at the replay, that was a pretty good pitch. Bouncer to third. Kellis is retired, as are the Heels. 1, 2, 3 in the fourth. Oklahoma 15 outs away from their third College World Series title. We head to the fifth. 6-1 Sooners. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Talkie, Branch, and Walk for the Sooners here in the fifth. Sooners lead at 6-1. They've out-hit the Tar Heels 8-5. Tar Heels have already used 4 pitchers tonight. As we head to the fifth on this Championship Monday in the College World Series. So here's Talkie leading off. A single and a pop out in this game. First pitch, top 5, strike 1. A 1 pitch, little high, 1-1. One one. Downstairs, 2-1. Two one. That misses high. 3-1. Three-one pitch is lined into right. That's hit pretty well, and that is gone. Talkie sends it over the right field fence. It's 7-1. Home run number 9 on the year for Talkie. RBI number 23. I didn't think that nearly had enough to get out, but that was a line drive, and it just kept going back there. And Talkie sends it out over the right field fence. Kyle Branch, the batter, he takes ball 1. Branch 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Strike 1. Counts even, a ball and a strike. 1-1 is on the outside corner, 1-2. One, two, swing and a miss. Strike three. Branch strikes out for the first out here in the fifth. And we're back to the top of the order, Jason Walk. Struck out twice and walked his last time up. And Scott Forbes coming out to the mound, looks like to make another change. And it will be another pitching change for North Carolina. Fifth pitcher of the game coming in. Folger Boaz coming into the game. On for the 18th time, 3-3 record, but a bit of an inflated ERA, 7.06. 24 walks, 54 strikeouts in 57 and a third innings. So Matthias goes an inning, gives up one hit, the home run, one walk, and two strikeouts. The Folger Boaz will come in to face the top of the order, Jason Walk. Couple of updates on those World Cup scores. France has defeated Iraq 3-0, so France advances to the knockout round. 55th minute, Norway leads Senegal 2-1. And coming up here in about hour and 45 minutes, Jordan and Algeria. That game will be out at Santa Clara. So Boaz on to pitch. First pitch to Walk is ball one. One 1-0 pitch is hit to short. And the throw to first in time to retire Walk for out number two. And it will bring up Camden Johnson. Johnson has singled and walked in the game. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Jason DeCaro now loosening in the North Carolina bullpen, and that pitch hits Johnson in the back. So Johnson aboard with 2 outs. And here comes Dayton LaChance. LaChance drew the bases loaded walk his last time up. Ball one, that will get away from the catcher, and up to second base will go Camden Johnson. One 0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Scored a wild pitch on that. 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1. Comes the 2-1 pitch. In the air to right center field. And on the warning track, the catch is made for out number 3. And that will retire the side. But Oklahoma gets the home run from Dayton Talkie to add to the lead. We are midway through this title game in the College World Series, and it is all Sooners. 7-1 through 4.5. Be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the Tar Heels. Howe, Schaffner, and Hull. As their hole just got bigger, it is now a 6-run deficit. LJ Mercurius is the pitcher of record on the winning side so far. Jackson Rose would be the pitcher of record on the losing side right now. Tyler Howe to lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th for the Tar Heels. It's a strikeout victim his first time up. Tar Heels need to find some offense, down 6 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Remember, there was that play in the bottom of the 2nd inning where the runner was tagged out at third base prior to the runner crossing at home plate. That cost North Carolina at least 1 run. Who knows what would have happened if the throw was not made, or if the throw was the third base there where they didn't get the runner. Who knows what would have happened from that point. So even though the score is 7-1, that's still a big play in this game. That's foul ball, just lead off the bottom of the 5th for strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Ball 1. One pitch to Tyler Howe. Strike 2. Lineup resets to the top of the order. Jake Schaffner on deck. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. I think Mercurius thought he had strike 3. 2-2 pitch. Outside again. Full count. That was about the same spot as the last one. Payoff pitch. Bouncer to second. And the throw to first in time to retire Hal. And there's the first out here in the bottom of the fifth. Now the top of the order, Schaffner. Singled and scored the North Carolina run back in the third. First pitch swinging by Schaffner is into left field and playable out there. And the catch made by Trey Gamble for out number 2. Brings up Owen Hull. Hull walked back into third. Ball 1. Well, 1-0 rather, is low, 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1. Comes to 2-1. That's low. 3-1. Three 1 pitch. Strike 2. And that will fill the count. Payoff pitch is bounced foul. Another 3-2 payoff pitch. That's lined into right. That's going to be a base hit. And Hull is aboard with a 2-out single. Batter will be Gavin Gallagher. Drove in the North Carolina run back in the third. And strike 1. Strike one pitch outside. That will leave in the count 1-1. One is fouled away. Counts now 1-2. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. That does it for the Tar Heels in the fifth. We head to the sixth. 7-1 Sooners. Be the middle third of the Sooners order. Willits, Gamble, and Brock here in the top of the sixth inning with a comfortable 7-1 lead. Sooners 12 outs away from their first College World Series championship in 32 years. 1994, the last time they won it. They also won it back in 1951. So we go, top six. Strike one to Jackson Willits, who leads it off. Willits has a perfect night going, 3 for 3. Couple singles and a double. Drove in 2 runs with his single back in the fourth. Counts even now, 1-1. One's a strike at the knees, 1-2. One-two pitch downstairs, 2-2. Two inside, full count. Payoff pitch, that is low, and that's a leadoff walk here in the top of the sixth inning. Now to the number 5 hitter, Trey Gamble. Gamble has struck out all 3 times tonight. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Outside corner, 0-2. Oh, 2 is low, 1-2. One-two pitch. Called strike 3. Gamble strikes out for the 4th time. Brings up Brendan Brock. Brock is 2 for 2 with a couple singles and a walk. Ball 1. One-zero hit foul. First base side, 1-1. One-one pitch, hit foul, and it count goes to 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch to Brendan Brock. Downstairs, 2-2. Two hit to third, and it's on one. I can't quite handle it, and there's no throw to first. That didn't take the greatest hop in the world. Even if Cooper Nicholson makes that play, it was going to be tough to throw out Brock at first base. They're going to give him an E5 on that, but that's a tough error. That took a bad hop. Here's Deshaun Harris, and it's foul for strike 1. Harris has struck out twice and grounded out. Or, I'm sorry, reached on the fielder's choice. Excuse me. Strike 1 pitch. On the ground to short. And the quick throw to first. Not in time. It's late. And that's going to load the bases. Infield single for Harris. And once again in this game, the Sooners have loaded them up. For Dayton Taki, who just homered his last time up. Bases loaded, 1 out. Ball 1. Chance for the Sooners to really bust this thing open now. Taki has also singled in addition to the home run. There's strike. Counts even 1-1. One. Hit foul. 1-2. 1-2. That is popped up on the infield. This is going to be an infield fly. The catch is made for the second out. That's a big second out for North Carolina. And it'll be up to Kyle Branch. Branch is 1 for 2. He's got an RBI single and scored in this one. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Branch, strike 1. Branch has also reached on a walk tonight. Swing and a miss on the 0-1 pitch. It's 0-2. So Boaz a strike away from getting out of this with no damage done. 0-2 on the way. Hit foul. Count stays 0-2. Oh, 2 lined over second and into right for a base hit. 1 run scores, and the throw to third, he's going to be out. And that's going to end the inning. But the Sooners add more. They actually add 2, as this time the second run did cross the plate before the tag at third. 2 more runs for the Sooners to make it 9-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Oh, yeah, this time clearly the second runner crossed. 9-1 Sooners as we go to the bottom of the 6th. North Carolina in the bottom of the 6th will have the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Paulson, Nicholson, and Heineck. So Branch is going to get credit for a 2-run single there. Oklahoma has scored in every inning but the first. Scored 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 2 in the sixth. First pitch, bottom 6 is foul for strike 1. Paulson is 1 for 2 in the game with a single. Strike 1 pitch. Hit in the air to right, and a diving catch in right field by Deshaun Harris. Boy, he made the throw from right field to gun down the North Carolina runner that saved a run earlier in the game, and now he makes the diving catch. What a night he's having. First pitch swinging here for Cooper Nicholson into center field and right at Jason Walk for the second out. Going to bring up Colin Hynek with the bases empty and 2 outs. Fly out and a strikeout tonight. What a job by L.J. Mercurius since coming in this game for Oklahoma. Ball 1. One 1-0 pitch. On the ground, foul. That'll even the count 1-1. One 1. Foul back. 1-2. One 2 pitch misses. 2-2. Two pitch is into right center. And that will be that. 1-2-3 in the sixth. Sooners 9 outs away from their third College World Series championship. They're up big 9-1 as we head to the seventh. Be the top of the order for the Sooners. Walk, Johnson, and LaChance due up in the seventh inning. So North Carolina in serious danger of still being trophyless in the College World Series, and this their 13th appearance. Unless they come up with some remarkable rally here in these last 9 outs. They would be second on that all-time list behind Florida State. Florida State's been in the College World Series 24 times without a title. First pitch, top 7 is a ball. 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss, 1-1. One pitch is a strike. 1-2. One, two is in through into right field for a base hit. Walk is aboard. It's his first hit of the game, and it will bring up Camden Johnson. Johnson's 1 for 2. He has singled, and he's also walked and been hit by a pitch. That is lined into left. That is a foul ball. 0-1. Is, or 0-1 rather, is foul. And the count goes to 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Instead is the throw to first. Oh, 2 is swing and a miss. Strike 3. Johnson goes down swinging, and it'll bring up LaChance. LaChance 0 for 3. He has reached on a walk. That was a bases loaded walk he drew back in the 4th. And now a meeting on the mound here. And it's going to be yet another pitching change for North Carolina. We will have pitcher number 6 on the night for the Tar Heels coming in the game. And apologies, I did not see who that was coming in the game. So the numbers on Folger Boaz. Two innings. 3 hits allowed, 2 runs. Neither one of them were earned. 1 walk and 1 strikeout. So the sixth pitcher of the night for the Tar Heels coming into the game. Not only Oklahoma here, but the SEC 9 outs away from yet another College World Series championship as well. SEC has obviously the cream of the crop in college baseball. This is Cameron Padgett that's coming into the game for North Carolina to pitch. 20th appearance of the year, no record, 6.29 ERA, 9 walks, 23 strikeouts in 24 and a third innings. Comes in inheriting 1 out and a runner at first. And strike 1 to the batter, LaChance. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Fouled away, it's 0-2. Oh-2 pitch, and the throw to first instead. Oh-2 is on the ground to third. They might turn 2 here, on to second 1, and on to first for a 5-4-3 double play to end the top of the 7th. Stretch time in the title game in the College World Series. Oklahoma leads this one 9-1. Be the bottom third of the Carolina order. French, Kellis the fifth, and Howe due up in the bottom of the 7th. Some breaking news that has come down. This is going to be very unimportant to a lot of you, if not all of you tuning in, but being the fan of the Missouri Valley Conference that I am, I thought this was very interesting. I called for this about 15 years ago, but they're finally going through with it. The Missouri Valley Conference has announced, we're talking about Dusty May in college basketball, so this is a basketball note. The Missouri Valley Conference has announced that their men's tournament has been called Arch Madness for March Madness and being played in St. Louis, Arch Madness. We're now going to have a double Arch Madness. The Missouri Valley Conference has announced the men's and women's basketball tournaments are now going to be on one site starting in 2027. So Arch Madness is going to be a combination men's and women's tournaments beginning next season in 2027. I called for that as many times as I've been over there. I called for that to happen about 15 years ago, but the Missouri Valley Conference is finally going to have a combination men's and women's tournament all in one venue there in St. Louis. So I thought that, being the Missouri Valley Conference fan that I am, like I said, that's going to be rather unimportant to a lot of you listening out there. But I thought that was a very interesting note to pass down. So here in the bottom of the 7th inning, it's going to be the bottom third of the Tar Heel order. French, Kellis the fifth, and Howe. And what a job that has been done on the mound tonight by L.J. Mercurius. 3 2/3 innings, has given up just 1 hit in relief. First pitch, bottom 7, is a fly ball in the air to left. 1 pitch and 1 out as the catch is made by Gamble. here in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Rom Kellis V. He singled back in the 2nd inning. Has one of the Tar Heels' 6 hits tonight. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch is on 1 hop to 3rd. 2 outs. And here's the number 9 hitter, Tyler Howe. Howe 0 for 2 in the game. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch is low. 1-1. And actually, we have a pinch hitter here actually for Howe. It's a swing and a miss. This is Jaden Nunez pinch hitting for Tyler Howe. He's behind in the count 1-2. 1-2 pitch. That's through into right field for a base hit. So Nunez coming in as a pinch hitter. Sends a 2-out single to right for the Tar Heels, and that will reset the lineup to the top of the order, Jake Schaffner. Schaffner singled back in the 3rd and has flown out his other 2 at-bats. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. That's down low, 1-1. One pitch. Strike 2. And time called prior to the 1-2 pitch. Scott Forbes going to have a word with his batter, Schaffner. Now the home plate umpire going to have a word with Scott Forbes. Again. 1-2 pitch. Downstairs, 2-2. Two pitch is lifted foul and out of play. Count stays 2-2. Two pitch. Upstairs, that will fill the count 3-2. So Nunez at first base will get a head start here on the 3-2 pitch. Payoff pitch, Nunez takes off, and the pitch is a looper into right center that's going to fall for a base hit. A little bit of a bobble there. Nunez advances to third. It'll be first and third with 2 outs for the Tar Heels. And the batter will be Owen Hull. Hull is 1 for 2 on the night, single and a walk. Strike one on the inside corner. Jackson Cleveland starting to loosen in the Sooners bullpen. Strike one pitch is a bouncer to third. Pick up, off balance, throw to first is wild, and Nunez will come in to score. That's one you probably just need to eat right there. And it's 9-2. Tar Heels have runners at second and third with 2 outs. I know if you're Camden Johnson, you're trying to make a play there, but that was a tough play for him to reach to get that ball. You have a 9-1 lead. That runner at third really doesn't hurt you much, so that's one you probably just need to swallow. Actually, they're going to give Owen Hull an RBI single on that, and then an E5 on the throw. So here's Gallagher. Swing and a miss. Gallagher 1 for 3 tonight. RBI single back in the third. Pops this one up. Foul territory. It will stay in play for LaChance, who makes the catch to end the inning. North Carolina gets 1, but they still trailed 9-2 as we head to the 8th inning. Again, tentative plan back to be on the live stream tomorrow night for some Major League Baseball action. Dodgers and Twins from Minneapolis. 7:40 Eastern Time, first pitch. Be on with you about 7:30 Eastern Time or so. 6:30 Central, 4:30 Pacific. Game 2 of that series. Dodgers leading the Twins tonight 2-1 in the 7th. So tentative plan for that Major League Baseball live stream tomorrow night. Here, the Oklahoma Sooners are 6 outs away from their 3rd College World Series title. Middle third of the order, Willits, Gamble, and Brock due up in the 8th inning. Gonna try a live stream later in the week. I have not done a WNBA live stream yet. I'm gonna try it on Wednesday for the Mercury Fever game. See how that goes. Sun fully setting over Omaha, Nebraska, as it is 9:10 local time. First pitch, top 8, ball 1. Jackson Willits has a perfect night going. 3 for 3. 2 singles, a double, and a walk. Drove in 2 runs and scored 2 runs. It's now 2-0 to him. Two-zero pitch. There's a strike. 2-1. Two-one pitch is drilled foul. 2-2. Two outside, full count. Three-two payoff pitch is hit foul. We'll do it again. Three-two, low, ball 4. That's going to be a leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. And it will bring up Trey Gamble. 0 for 4. He has struck out all 4 times. Pitch is on the inside corner, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch is foul, and it's quickly 0-2. 0-2 hit foul. Count stays 0-2. Oh, 2, that's another foul ball. Gamble does not want to strike out for a 5th time. You know that. Even though his Sooners are on the cusp of a title. Oh, 2, fouled again. Dugout trying to give Gamble some encouragement there. Oh, 2, bounce, foul again. What a battle this is. Another 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. Comes the 1-2. Just missed. 2-2. Pitch number 9 of the at-bat is on the ground to second. Underhand throw to second 1. The throw to first is going to be late. So it'll be a fielder's choice. And the batter will be Brendan Brock. Brock is 2 for 3. He's singled twice, he's walked, and he's reached on an error. First pitch foul, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch downstairs, 1-1. One. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One-two pitch. Inside, 2-2. Two, just missed. Full count, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Hit foul. Another 3-2 payoff. Throw to first instead. Another 3-2 payoff pitch. Ball 4. And first and second for the Sooners with one out. Brings up Deshaun Harris. Harris lines this one into left. That's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring the 10th Sooners run of the night is Gamble. RBI single for Harris. 10-2. Second hit of the night for Harris, and he's had a whale of a night defensively in the field as well. We'll bring up Dayton Taki. Taki homered earlier in the game. Oklahoma has put up a 10 spot tonight. And North Carolina is going to go to the bullpen for the 6th time tonight. So Cameron Padgett's night will be done. See who the new North Carolina pitcher is. Jason DeCaro was warming earlier. See if it is DeCaro. Still didn't see officially who this is that came into the game for North Carolina. Swing and a miss for strike one. It is Tom Chmielewski into the ballgame. 17th appearance on the year, 2-0 record, 5.06 ERA, 8 walks, 20 strikeouts, 21 to third innings. Season numbers, and it's now 0-2. 7th pitcher of the night for the Tar Heels. Sets a record for most pitchers used by a team in a College World Series championship game. 0-2 misses. It's 1-2. Talkie's homered and singled tonight. He's 2 for 4. 1-2 pitch gets away. That'll be a wild pitch to advance the runners to second and third. Two pitch. Hit foul. Count stays 2-2. Two, swing and a miss, strike 3. Two down here in the 8th inning. Batter will be Kyle Branch. Ball 1. One 0 pitch. Line foul. Counts now 1-1. One pitch. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Kyle Branch. One-two pitch. That's down low. Good stop back there by Heineck. Saved a run. By the way, forgot to mention Jaden Nunez, who pinch hit for Tyler Howe. North Carolina stays in the field. He's in now in left field. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's way high. Full count. Comes the 3-2 payoff pitch. That is drilled to left field. Back it goes, and that ball is gone. 3-run home run over the left field fence for Kyle Branch. His 4th of the year. RBIs 24, 25, and 26, and it is 13-2. Boy, the Sooners can feel it now. Jason Walk, the batter, he fouls it off for strike one. Jason Walk getting his 6th plate appearance of the game. Sooners have been through the lineup 5 times tonight. Strike one pitch. Outside, 1-1. One is hit a ton, but a ton foul. 1-2. One-two pitch downstairs, 2-2. In case anybody is wondering, the run rule does not apply in postseason play. It will be a full 9 innings. Of course, they got the run rule in the regular season. If a team's up by 10 or more, after 7, the game is over. That does not apply in NCAA tournament play. This is hit into right center, and the catch made to end the inning. But a 3-run home run by Kyle Branch extends the Sooners' lead to 13-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tar Heels in the bottom of the 8th inning will have the middle third of the order: Paulson, Nicholson, and Heineck. Needing a rally for the ages here in their last 2 innings. Final from the World Cup, Norway has picked up a 3-2 win over Senegal, so that will advance Norway to the knockout round. Jordan and Algeria still to come to top of the hour to wrap up the day's action in the World Cup. Bottom of the 8th inning here, it'll be Erik Paulson to lead it off. Kyle Branch, with his 3-run homer tonight, now has a career-high 6 RBIs in the game. First pitch, bottom 8, strike 1. Oh, 1 misses low, ball and a strike. One pitch is in the air to left. And coming on to make the catch is Trey Gamble for the first out. Brings up Cooper Nicholson. Strikeout, a foul out, and a fly out tonight for Nicholson. Strike one. Oh, one is outside. That'll even the count of ball and a strike. One hit foul, 1-2. One-two pitch hit foul. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. Two is foul. Count stays 2-2. Two pitch on the way. There's another foul. Two is low, full count. Payoff pitch. Called strike three at the knees. Nicholson strikes out. Brings up Colin Heineck. Heineck sends this one into right center field, and that's going to be caught for a 1-2-3 inning as Walk makes the catch. Sooners 3 outs away. We head to the ninth, 13-2 Oklahoma. Well, if you're the Sooners, in the top of the ninth inning, you want to go up there just hacking or whatever just to get the top of the ninth over with. And get this game to the bottom of the ninth inning. So into the ninth inning, it's going to be Camden Johnson leading off for the Sooners. Infield single, and he's also walked and been hit by a pitch. 1 for 3 officially for Johnson. And yet another pitcher for North Carolina, their 8th of the night. Kyle Percival into the game. 1-0 record. His 4th appearance on the season, 4.5 ERA. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts in 6 innings. Swing and a miss here, 1-1. 8th pitcher of the game for the Tar Heels. New record for a College World Series championship game. 1-1 is outside, 2-1. Two-one pitch lifted in the air to left, and the catch made by Nunez for out number 1. Brings up LaChance. LaChance hitless in 4 at bats. He has walked. LaChance hits it foul for strike 1. A 1 misses. Counts now even 1-1. Oklahoma scored in every inning except the 1st and the 7th. LaChance swings and misses. It's 1-2. One, two, hit foul. Count stays 1-2. One, two is hit foul. Bottom third of the Tar Heel order will be coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Comes the 1-2. That's hit to second. Throw to first in time for out number 2. 2 down here in the Sooners' 9th inning, and it will bring up Jackson Willits. Willits he's officially 3 for 3, but he's reached base all 5 times. He's singled twice, he's doubled, and he's walked twice. Can he reach base for a 6th time? Ball 1. That's hit to short. He will not reach base for a sixth time. Sooners retired 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the ninth coming up. 13-2 Oklahoma. 3 outs away from their third College World Series championship. And their first in 32 years. LJ Mercurius, 5 2/3 innings in relief for Oklahoma. 4 hits allowed, 1 run. It was earned. No walks and 5 strikeouts. I don't think we're going to see him here at the bottom of the ninth looking at how he was greeted in the Oklahoma dugout between innings. It's going to be Carter French leading it off in the bottom of the ninth. For North Carolina. So here we go, bottom of the ninth inning. Sooners need just these last 3 outs. Jackson Cleveland is on to pitch for Oklahoma. I didn't think we were going to see Mercurius. Cleveland on to try to close this out. On for the 26th time, 3-2 record, 5.45 ERA, 16 walks, 39 strikeouts in 39 2/3 innings. Third pitcher of the night used by Oklahoma. North Carolina's used 8 pitchers tonight. Here's Carter French. Strike 1. Sooner fans on their feet as they have been most of the night. 0-1 pitch. Downstairs. Ball and a strike. One one. Down low, 2-1. Two one pitch. That's lined into left for a base hit, so that'll be a leadoff single for French here in the ninth. And it will bring up Rom Kellis the fifth. It's 1 for 3 tonight with a single back in the second. Pitch to Kellis. Strike 1. 0-1 is foul, and now Kellis in an 0-2 hole. One-two pitch, or 0-2 pitch rather. Strike three. One down in the ninth. Brings up Jaden Nunez. It will not bring up Jaden Nunez. It's going to bring up a pinch hitter here. Michael McGinnis will pinch hit here for Nunez, who pinch hit for Howe earlier in the game. Swing and a miss. McGinnis' numbers on the year, 206 average. Drove in 4. Oh, 1 pitch. That's foul ball. It's 0-2. Top of the order, Jake Schaffner on deck. Oh, 2 pitch. Got him. 2 outs. And the Sooners an out away. Jake Schaffner, last hope to keep this one alive for the Tar Heels. Schaffner singled twice and flown out twice. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Strike 1 pitch. That's foul, and now the Sooners are a strike away. Oh, 2 pitch. Strike 3, and that's it. For the first time since 1994, Oklahoma Sooners are College World Series champions. They take the finale 13-2 over North Carolina, and the Tar Heels are still looking for their first College World Series championship, and now 13 appearances that they have come up empty. Third overall College World Series championship for Oklahoma. "13 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors for Oklahoma. 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for North Carolina. LJ Mercurius will get the win. Will make him 7-7 on the season. Jackson Rose will get the loss for North Carolina. It's his first loss of the season. He ends up 5-1. Emotions on both sides from the winning Oklahoma Sooners and the runner-up North Carolina Tar Heels, who just ran into an offensive buzzsaw tonight in the College World Series clincher in the Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma unseeded. They were a number 2 seed in the region. They beat the host Georgia Tech in the Atlanta Regional. They swept out the host Kansas in the Super Regionals. They knocked out the highest remaining seed in the College World Series, Georgia. They swept them out and beat the number 5 seed North Carolina Tar Heels to win the College World Series for the third time, 13-2. Final score, and the coach just got a Gatorade bath. Best feeling in sports if you're a coach, right there. So congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooners on their College World Series championship. 13-2, they defeat the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Gonna wrap it up right here, folks. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. Sports Kick John, you can follow me there on Kick as well. If you do like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe from you on YouTube. I will be back tomorrow, I think, for a Major League Baseball live stream. Well, college season's now over, so it's going to be a lot of Major League Baseball coming up here in the summer. Dodgers and Twins coming up tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Time. Actually, 7:40 Eastern Time, first pitch, so I'll be on around 7:30. And we'll come on to try and do a WNBA stream on Wednesday to see how that goes. That will be the Mercury and the Fever on Wednesday. But Dodgers Twins coming up tomorrow night from the Twin Cities. Again, Sooners win it 13-2. Sooners win the College World Series for the third time. Appreciate you all joining me tonight. Hope to have you tuned in tomorrow for the Dodgers and Twins Major League Baseball live stream. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Good night.